Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Hurricane Hilary, which is a hurricane headed towards Southern California. That's a really weird sentence. Okay, so basically, what we're going to do is just run through what the forecast is, provide some little notes that I think might be useful for people who live in California and have more than likely not experienced a hurricane before. So the current forecast shows it getting up to a Category 4. A Category 4, that's a hurricane that Floridians kind of, they're a little concerned about. That's a big one. It is supposed to weaken before it gets to the Southern California. Something that is incredibly important to note for people who, again, may not have been through this before. There are two kinds of models. There's the spaghetti model. That's the line. When it comes to the forecast, and it shows that line is their best guess. Then there's the cone. Anything inside that cone is possible. Remember that. It's worth knowing that Hurricane Michael is one that hit me. We were not supposed to be hit by it. We were just a very, very outside chance. Now, when you're looking at the forecast, most of the spaghetti models have it hitting pretty far south, and the whole time it's kind of riding the coast, and that weakens it. If the storm itself starts to track more on the Pacific side of that cone, closer to the ocean, be prepared for it to be a little bit stronger because it may not break up as much. Just remember, just because you're not on that line doesn't mean you're out of the area. Anything in the cone is possible, and if you haven't been through a hurricane before, please understand they're big. They are big. They are much bigger than the line itself. So just be aware of that. Now, as far as the forecasts, the way it looks, the winds are going to be pretty low. And the real concern, according to all sources, is flooding and mudslides. Y'all have been through those before. It's just going to be windier, all right? When it comes to the wind itself, generally speaking, when forecasters are talking about hurricanes, they're talking to people who have been through them before. So when they say low winds, please understand that can still blow something. It can still send something flying through the air. And when it comes to the winds, remember, it's not that the wind is blowing, it is what the wind is blowing. Now, there is, according to one of them that I saw, one of the forecasts I saw, there's a chance that it's really just a huge rainstorm. But the rain itself is an issue. They're saying there may not be a whole lot of wind, but it's going to basically dump like a month's worth of water in a couple of hours. So it's still a cause for concern. So, what can you do to be prepared? We have a bunch of videos on this topic on the channel for people in normal hurricane zones, but short version, even for low-level hurricanes, you want cash. You want some cash on hand, paper money. Odds are power is going to go out. If it does, your card does not work. You want fuel. That doesn't mean go to the gas station with 15 containers and fill them up. Just fill up your tank. Nobody ever actually uses all of that stuff. You want bottled water. It's California. That's probably not going to be an issue. I would imagine that a whole lot of places, you already have a little stash of it just for your normal use. You want batteries and those chargers, the power banks, to charge your phone. Those are the key things that you really have to have. Especially for something that is low level. If it starts tracking further out and it looks like it's going to hit at a higher level, we'll put out another video with more detailed stuff. It's worth remembering to check outside. Anything that you have sitting on your porch, it might fly, even with low-level winds. So just keep that in mind. We'll watch it, and if something else, if there's a major development, we'll put out another video on it. But at this point, it is still something to be aware of. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.